time to tune.
Oh, hey there. What's up, y'all? Trent Small, the chef, aka Red Specs. Thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Unscripted Conversations. And tonight, this one right here, this might hit a little different tonight because we're talking about something most people don't realize is controlling them. Distractions. Let me ask you something. And I want a legit answer. Put it down in the comments. Y'all know what to do. Why is it so hard to sit still? Or like my grandmother says, sit your ass still. Why is it so hard to focus on one thing without reaching for your phone? You ever notice that? You pick up your phone for one thing, and the next thing you know, 20 minutes has gone by, right? And you don't even remember what you picked up the damn phone for in the first place. And that's not by accident. We're living in a time where everything is fighting for attention, right? You have social media, notifications, you have your news, messages, videos, all kind of drama, right? It's constant. It's constant. And the crazy part is we got so used to it, right? We don't even question it anymore, right? See, back in the days when I was younger, boredom used to be normal. Used to be normal. Now, people are afraid of boredom because boredom means you got to sit with your thoughts. And a lot of people don't want to do that right now. Let's be real for a second. Some of us stay distracted on purpose. Let me say that again. Some of us stay distracted on purpose. Because the moment it gets quiet, that's when the real thoughts come in. That's when the stress, the pressure, the regret, the doubt, the loneliness. So what do? We scroll, we watch, we consume. We consume anything that avoids dealing with what's really going on inside of us. But here's the problem. Distractions don't fix anything. It just delays it. And over time, that delay turns into a lifestyle. Now let's talk about focus. Let's talk about focus. Because this is where it gets dangerous. The focus part. We're losing the ability to focus. Not completely, but just enough to affect everything else. Your goals, your relationships, your mental clarity, even your conversations. Now, you ever talk You ever talk to somebody and in half of the time you're listening, they're looking at their phone, nodding? Boy, that's so disrespectful. This person is not really present. We all experience that. But let me ask you this. How many times have you been that person? Somebody's talking to you, you're on your phone, distracted by whatever is on the phone, and not comprehending and not partaking in the conversation with that person. Look, I'm not judging. I'm not judging anybody. That's how deep it goes. Pause. Now let's talk about productivity, right? Productivity. Everyone says they're busy. Everyone says I'm on my grind. But are they really productive? Or just constantly occupied? There's a difference. Because being busy don't always mean you're moving forward. Sometimes it means you're just distracted with a purpose. Let me break that down for a second. Let me break that down just for a second. You can spend hours online watching contents, learning things, feeling like you're doing something, right? But not actually applying anything to anything. That's the trap. And social media made it worse. Because now you don't just live your life, you compare your life. You see somebody winning, now you feel like you left behind. You see somebody happy, now you question your happiness. You see somebody focused, now you feel guilty. And instead of sitting with that feeling, we distract ourselves again. Scroll, 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 scroll. It's a cycle. That's all it is. It's a cycle. And most people are stuck in it. Now, here's where it gets really real. And I have a real question for you. Put it like that. Is distraction the problem? Or is it what we're avoiding? I'll say that again. Is distraction the problem? Or is it what we're avoiding? Because sometimes the real issue isn't the phone itself. It's what's inside. The things you've been putting off, the decisions you've been avoiding, the conversations you don't want to have, that goal you kept delaying and delaying over and over. Distraction just makes it easier not to deal with it. But listen, at some point you got to face it, people. At some point you got to face it. Because the longer you avoid it, the heavier it gets. Right? Now, what I want to do at this moment now, I want to flip this for a second. I just want to flip this for a second because this is not about blaming technology, right? Technology isn't the enemy here. Lack of control is, right? You should be using your phone, not your phone using you. Oh man, I come up with some good ones, don't I? You should be using your phone, not your phone using you. Hmm. You should be choosing what you focus on, not reacting to everything that pops up on your phone. That's power. And a lot of people gave that power up and didn't realize it. Let me ask you something real simple. Real simple, right? Quick. Can you? Do I got to get closer? Let me get closer. Can you go 30 minutes with no phone, no TV, no music, just you? Just you. If that feels uncomfortable, that's your answer right there, right? Because growth lives in that space. Clarity lives in that space. Peace lives in that space. But most people never reach it. And they never reach it because they never unplug long enough to find it. Now, I want to talk to y'all for a minute. Now, I want y'all to drop it down in the comments and be honest with yourselves. Put it down in the comments. I got some questions for you guys. Number one, how should I put this? Do you feel like your attention span got worse over time? Because I know sometimes, I think mine do too sometimes, to be honest. You were doing one thing and then boom, you go do something else, or you just get distracted. Put it down in the comments. Number two, let's say, how long can you really go without your phone? How long? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, a day, 2 days, a week? What do you think? Put it down in the comments. Let me know. Also, do you think distractions is helping you or hurting you? Do you think distractions are helping you or hurting you? Hmm. And my last question is this. What's something you've been avoiding by staying busy? What's something you've been avoiding to stay busy? Drop it down in the comments. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to yourself. So that's the only way you can get something out of this tonight. No lies here on this show. Drop it in the comments. Because if this conversation hits you right now, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, Food for Thought, and turn on that notification bell to keep you updated on all these episodes here on Unscripted Conversations and Food for Thought. Because we constantly keeps it real every time here on this show. It's a constant thing for us to keep it real. So share this with somebody who needs to hear it tonight. And for my final thoughts tonight. At the end of the day, distractions isn't just about losing time. It's about losing connections, right? Connections with your thoughts, your purpose, your direction. So I'm going to leave you with this. What would your life look like if you actually focused on what matters? Think about that. This is Red Specs. It's been a good one. Unscripted Conversations. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.